Bunny, Wizard of Legend 2. The sequel to 2017, 2018's, I'm just going to say it, most underrated roguelike is now available in early access. We're sponsored to play it. Thank you to Humble Games for the sponsorship, and thank you to my camera for the autofocus. If you didn't play Wizard of Legend 1, I'll give you a little breakdown for what's going on with Wizard of Legend 2. And while you're watching, !legend, or scroll down below the video player to click a link where you can check it out for yourself. Add it to your wish list, pick it up. It is single player co-op, and then when 1.0 comes out, it is up to 4-player co-op. It is a twin-stick shooter style roguelite, where I would think the meat and potatoes of what makes the runs particularly interesting is that you can choose different combinations of spells every time you get started. So sometimes you could spec entirely into wind and take like 4 wind spells. One of them like is an AoE that sucks enemies up closer, and then one of them is a tornado that like tracks the enemies and stuff like that. Or you can mix it up and go maybe like a little air, a little fire, a little earth, a little lightning, a little water, a little, I don't know. But let's get started here as we get started for playing. It's an expression people say. Can you give an Amazon description? Wizard of Legend 2, single-player co-op, fantasy roguelike, perfect for single-player gaming, gaming with friends, gaming with spouse, gaming with significant other. Choose my wizard. I'll be this wizard, and my name, Borvet. That's perfect. That's perfect for a guy like me. A little extra.
There you are.
We've been waiting for you. One of the rare few chosen for the trials.
I am Sajik, keeper of the arcane secrets, and it's my duty to ensure you wield the power.
This must be a private school, man.
And I am Madame
2 teachers, 1
the
student.
historian of relics in the trials of legend.
You don't get those ratios
Magic
these
isn't
days.
just a tool. It's your true self. The question is, which element defines you?
Ice. I'm an ice elemental. Given the choices that are available, this will determine your initial arcana. You can change your arcana later in the game. I don't think I'm a fire guy. I don't think I'm a wind guy. If anything, I think I might be like a... Earth tends to have cool spells, man. Because you can... Inevitably, there will be one spell that is just hurling like a big rock at somebody. So I'm going to go stone.
Earth, a solid foundation, unmovable. You will become a mountain standing against any storm.
Yeah, that sounds based.
As you must through the challenges ahead.
The trials await you, Earth Shaper.
They must have rehearsed this, man. Yippee! Okay, what are we doing? We're punching rocks. That's sick. I love it. This is like the video that Chibli showed on stream yesterday. I've just been playing Call of Duty Black Ops 2 for 17 hours. Milk on my freaking lips. Have you seen that? And then he goes to the wall and he goes like, and then he like collapses down to the ground. He's like, who cares if I'll make a mess? It's a classic. It's a good one. A little lightning spear and, oh, an even bigger attack. Okay. To go even further beyond. I'm ready. What do you got for me? I'm sprinting. Sprinting and. Okay, you want a taste? Maybe you want the whole thing. Maybe you want to give me 4 gold. Maybe you want to eat my lightning spear and give me 2 gold for the privilege. Maybe we want to destroy a spider for absolutely no reason, just terrorize the natural animals in the environment. It's a great video. I mean, it's a certified classic, man. I don't know what you want me to say. Holy cow. Take the chip damage. Wow! You really think I won't push you up against the wall? You really think I won't get hit aggressively a lot when you do that attack that I did not see coming?
You're not alone.
Is this co-op? It can be. It has online co-op. For 2 people, with plans to make it up to 4 people by its release.
Support you on your journey.
Hang on, we're doing extra damage when we hit enemies into a wall, but you're affixed to the ground, so that's not really relevant. Me when I'm eating nachos. Can I say something about nachos while we're here, while we're doing the tutorial? I would never go so far as to say most overrated food on the planet. That's not fair. What I would say, because they're delicious. What I would say is we went wrong as a society when nachos made it onto the appetizer menu of restaurants, and they started costing like 20 bucks. Like 20 bucks for shared nachos? I get that sometimes they load them up. You get the tortilla chips, the cheese, the sour cream, maybe refried beans. You got a lot of vegetables on there. It's usually like 20 bucks. And then like, if you want to add like chicken, it's like another 12 bucks or something on top of that. Like you could get into some like $30 Canadian nacho territory pretty quick. And that's not like a recent, like, you know, past few years sort of pricing. Like that's the price that they've been since like 2012. Hang on, I got a great idea. Oh, you put something up on the screen and distracted me from my combo. The blue bar beneath your health gauge represents your signature bar. Once it's completely filled, your signature arcana becomes charged. Activating a signature arcana consumes the charge, casting your ultimate and unleashing its full power. Oh, okay. I've done it. Now, I'm not going to go ahead and say that my ultimate ability did not even kill what I'm going to describe as a single creep. I'm going to let you do the... You have eyes, you can observe that. We're going to need to pump up those numbers a little bit. We're going to need to change that ult or level it up, okay? Choose a relic. Can you see this? Kind of. Maybe we'll put myself down here. Down here. A fast and light hand that fights beside you by throwing fireballs at enemies. Earth and fire don't synergize, sorry. Killing enemies with standard melee activates your revenge effects. Undamaged enemies take double damage. We're going to be killing enemies with left clicking a lot. To thine own self be true. Oh, I love that, dude. I love the little, like the minifig walking around here.
Every challenge you overcome brings you one step closer to become the Wizard of Legend.
Title drop.
Task.
Okay, step 1. You right click them into the wall. Or into something. Nice try, kid. And then you kill them with a basic. You're not making it. You're not making it. That way you activate your revenge effects. Now, I'm not 100% clear on what my revenge effects are, but that's okay. You need wind for earth and fire. So true. Put my earth in the wind, smoke and fire. Let me get your sheets wet. Listening to Keith sweat. You know what I'm talking? Oh, you were talking about the band. I was talking about Twista's verse from Slow Jams. And for the sake of the sponsor, I won't say anything else. Because some of those lyrics are not necessarily appropriate. Should I fall in the pit? I'm going to guess no. Okay, consider your revenge effect activated. Okay, you're getting big. Oh, I got my ultimate ability! I'm a simple man. I do like it when numbers pop out of the screen. What can I say? Me when I tell a pretty good joke in chat? If you're an audio-only listener, that probably didn't make any sense, but this is a visual medium, okay? Tiny Spirit Charm. Healing effects, 20% chance to physically heal. No, we'll be saving up for something a little bit more valuable than what you've got on offer at my present budget. Whoops. My bad. Excuse me? Excuse me, there's a glowing particle effect here. I mean, people are talking about being an earthbender. I'm sorry to tell you, you got the wrong guy. I know what it's from, but I have no concept whatsoever of what it means. I mean, maybe it's... I bet if you were to do the numbers, people my age from the United States of America would be much more familiar with The Last Airbender than people my age from Canada. Because we didn't get Nickelodeon, man. So even back in like the mid-2000s, sometimes, especially for what at the time was kind of like niche content, you would have to wait like a couple years for it to make its way across the border, even though information can be transmitted digitally instantaneously over the airwaves. It was on YTV years later. That's what I'm saying. And also, like, I think it started airing when I was like 15, 16, 17 years old. I was not watching YTV, okay? Now it's just, that's my own cross to bear. Help me? Help me? I'm in trouble. It's one of those shows, I think like SpongeBob SquarePants, where I think I was just a little too old to be like super into it, into the idea of watching it. Plus 30% damage to bosses. Plus 50% damage to undamaged enemies. Plus 75% damage to undamaged enemies. Fractured enemies take damage when they are... So these are Bs, which is my left click. This is my right click, because it thinks I have a controller active, which I do. These are free and these ones cost me. Maybe I'll use the controller then. Do I have the resource that it's asking me if I have? Because I guess, like, I'd rather do 50% damage to undamaged enemies. In the top left? Maybe, I don't know. I wasn't paying attention. $33 myself, and SpongeBob was one of my favorites. Yeah, but I'm not 33. I'm nearly 36. And those years, like now, like we're the same age. But like at the time, like I was in like the 9th grade or something, and you were in like the 5th grade. Like we were not peers at the time. Like there's a big difference when you're in that era contemporaneously. Like now we can chill, but back then I wasn't hanging out with you. You were a little kid. And I was like a slightly larger kid. What do you got for me, gangster? Exhale a cone of intense flames? Nah, man. Nah, we won't be doing that. We won't be doing that. We'll be maximizing our earth magic. Don't call yourself a YouTube frog. You're more than that. You're a person. You have a mother and a father. You have dreams and ambitions. You're not defined by the choice of content delivery service that you identify with the most. You could be so much more than that. Oops. Do not perceive me. Star Trinket. 10% extra damage. Alright, I need to heal or I'm gonna pass away. By the way, this is Wizard of Legend 2. The sequel to Wizard of Legend. It's available now in early access on Steam. ! Legend. You get the link to check it out for yourself. I would like to select a teleport target. Take me back here. Though I'm embarrassed, I would love to purchase some health. to all wizards. Mostly just wanted that for myself, but that's okay. And then teleport here. And we have a boss fight, presumably. Yikes! What's going on, man? Okay, I'm realizing I have to initiate with my lightning because it stuns. That gives us the opportunity to then push the enemy off the edge. See, that's the spell I want, bro. Oh my god, he's destroying me. You stop it!
I was counting the
Oh my gosh.
boulders that elite skull diggers throw. Your victory interrupted the study.
Sorry about that. Any chance you could give me like a potion or something? I'm in the world of hurt right now. That seems like health to me. The red crystals. Beautiful. No music equals this must be a boss fight. Love it. Love it. Looking good. Nice, stick tight. Be sure to post any progress pics or vids that you've taken. Inspirational, man. Love to see how huge you get. Whoa! Wow, okay. Alright, I'm going to... No, I'm not going to die. I'm going to destroy him. Because I am going to run away. And then I am going to throw lightning bolts. I've been killed. I've been killed. I've been destroyed. Alright. The 15 minutes, run it back. We can definitely do that. It's because I switched from keyboard and mouse to controller because the game had controller prompts. Otherwise, there was no shot I would ever miss on a situation like that. I would probably win easily. What do you got for me here? Customize your wizard's appearance. Didn't earn enough. Didn't earn enough, unfortunately. Alright. So that was like a scripted death. Guaranteed. You can be by the fireplace to play online or locally with friends. Up to 2 players can enter the trials together. There's also local co-op. Look at that. I love a hub world. Excuse me. I love a hub world. A little round table hold. Oops. Right bumper's not talk. A few chaos gems. Pure magical energy. And the key to unlocking new arcana.
Go ahead.
Go ahead, pick whatever speaks to you, and I'll shape their raw energy, craft it into something you can control and wield in the trials. I literally just mashed, and what have I done? Ice Blast. Deal damage and freeze enemies in a small cone in front of you. I don't have enough Chaos Gems to unlock that.
Your Arcana's crafted. Tomi. The living
Arcana serve as your primary combat abilities.
Your Arcana. The right one in your hands changes the game.
There are 3 distinct types: basic, signature, and standard. My basic is a rock. My signature is a rock. My standard is a lightning bolt. We have none other basic arcana. We have 1 other signature arcana. Summon an air vortex that pulls enemies towards you and slows them. Okay, let's try that. And we still only have lightning. The goal, you're not going to beat the game on the first try, okay? The goal is to...
After all my time mastering new arcana, I
unlock some new magic.
Power alone isn't enough. To become Wizard of
So that's really, in my opinion, that's what made Wizard of Legend 1 so replayable. And Wizard of Legend 1 is like a go-to for me for complaining about other streamers. Sorry, but it's true. Because in Wizard of Legend 1, you had the ability to choose your arcanas, right? So what happened is like people would basically figure out which arcanas were goated together, and then they would start with those every time, and they would win pretty easily, and then they'd be like, the game's too easy. No, you gotta go Chad mode, man. You walk up to the NPC that allows you to randomize your arcanas, and then you make a functional build out of some stuff that might be questionable instead. That's a... You know, you don't just walk up and pick a nuclear bomb or something. I mean, if you're achievement hunting or something, I understand the modus operandi, but me personally, you wouldn't catch me doing something like that after the first 7 or 8 times that it worked, at least. Anyway, silence. I basically own you.
Remember, your path is clear. Become the Wizard of Legend.
Bro, it's every day with a guy like me.
Stands at the end of this journey.
And only the worthy will face him and survive. Defeating him is
That's
no
me.
small feat.
Librarian, I know they said small feet. Don't get too excited, okay? I've seen how you're posting on Twitter lately. Wanted to have a talk with you about it, actually. Oof. Oh, man. There was no need for all that. Feels good, though. Feels good to do it. Does your wife know you're posting like that on Twitter? That's all I'm asking. Don't default to that decoded fake misspelling. Hang on. Mosquitoes, it's on site, just like it is IRL. You're juggled. It's like watching Slime play Tekken. I didn't say whether he's the one juggling or the one being juggled. It goes both ways, man. I've seen it go both ways. What I have learned from watching Slime play Tekken is that if you get hit once, it's basically over for you. That's about all I know, honestly. Basic attacks add a stackable buff that increases the damage of your next standard arcana. Healing effects are increased by 25. Killing an enemy reduces the cooldown of a random arcana for 1 second. So the standard is my Y. So we can stack up some X's and then some Y's to do more damage. Standard is lightning? Never mind. My signature is... Oh, see, I see. So...
Now, as they fade,
we like hit you, kill you, then hit you with an ungodly lightning bolt that's gonna ruin your life. And it lasts for like 5 seconds, man. That's crazy. Nice try. Except for the part where it wasn't. Lines that go hard. Come on, bro. I got monster blood. That line did not go hard? I thought it went pretty hard. What? Are you serious, man? He no-sold it. There we go. We got the synergy. Just learned about a Pokemon that gets a sniper tower thanks to you playing Pokedoku. Yeah, they've been making all sorts of crazy Pokemon these days. I thought it like couldn't get crazier when they made a Pokemon that was like a garbage can, but it turns out that was like they were still in their productive period. Like that was like being mad about Bob Dylan's Desire when you didn't know that like Infidels was still coming up. But we respect him anyway. He's, you know, kind of the poet laureate of the United States.
I'm betting you can handle this. Prove me right.
Deal.
Can't wait to see this.
I mean, and you're literally toast. And let's get this toast, because I'm going to kill one enemy with this. Then I'm going to shoot my lightning bolt into a wall. You never stood a chance. Who's next? I still got 11 seconds of monster blood. Huge, 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 huge. Then, ult on him. Thanks for nothing, Patches. But do I... You don't have loot for me or anything? There's no quests? Oh, do I have to do it without getting hit? He's disappointed in me because I got hit. He's shaking his head. He's doing like a facepalm, man. Oh. I don't want to let my wizard down. I don't want my wizard to get old. This 97-year-old wizard still makes potions the old-fashioned way. I'd love to pick up some of this, but unfortunately I can't really afford much of it just yet. I'm not stimming. I'm talking about stuff that's like highly relevant for the situation, okay? You got... Now, is it a little brain rot? Yeah, it's a little brain rot, but... Hey, hey, hey. I haven't once mentioned Parkour City at this stream, okay? You see that? You ever get sucked up and dropped in a hole? Don't answer that. Ah! No gold? You're done, bud. I'm a little embarrassed by some of my performance here, I'm not gonna lie to you. That one's pretty sick, though. Help! I just don't want to see you. Just push you in a hole.
Many wizards are knocked down by elite.
Please talk about Nutty Putty Cave again. I feel bad, man, because it's like he shouldn't have gone in the cave, but it's still like a guy's life, you know? Like, it's messed up to be, like, reduced... There's a chest back here I didn't open. It's messed up to, like, via your death be reduced to, like, a joke for people that, like, don't even... They didn't know you IRL, right? Look at that. That being said, it wouldn't be me. I just wouldn't go in the cave. Why did they have to name it Nutty Putty Cave? There's some truth to that. It does have like the goofiest Laffy Taffy type name. But then also it's like the deadliest like geological structure that's ever been found on planet Earth. It is named like it's from Candyland. Hang on, I'm silly, man. I gotta go back here. It's not that deadly, it only got one guy? Listen, dude, we gotta get the Berserking Sandwich, I think. Or maybe the Earth Anklet? Dashing through enemies will damage them? I think we need Berserking Sandwich. You can heal up to 60% of your damage by attacking enemies after you get hit. I think about that from time to time, though. I mean, any one of us is just... You know, a couple of things go differently in your life. You could have died doing something stupid when you were, like, 12 to 25, probably. Me, for sure. Me, when I nearly got mozzarella sticks at Red Lobster. That would do it, man. That wouldn't be me. You'd catch me in Nutty Putty Cave, honestly. I almost choked on a doorknob when I was 2. 2 years ago, 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 I was 2. Oh man. So one of the like it's got a gold ring and then it's got like a glass like gem on top of it. I think that's crazy. Oh snap, dude. He's not even talking to me.
For an electrifying fight.
He's got to go down. Whoa! You stay away from me, man. I don't think I can hang with this guy. I'm not even hitting him, dude. The only thing I can hit him with is lightning, which is what he is. All right, great job on your heels, brother. Oh, jeez. Good one.
Remember, setbacks are just opportunities to make a flashy comeback.
That was a disaster, man. That one wasn't even close. You walked into it? I was out of dashes, man! You got a quest for me or something?
Oh my! You're one of the chosen wizards, huh? I'm Ollie, and I'm in charge of the task board. You know. Oh.
Alright, claim reward. I've attended the Trial of Legends. Deal 5,000 damage with your basic arcana. Defeat Bahadur. Play with a friend. This one's going to be impossible for a lot of you, but you can still get the rest of them. Let's deal 5,000 damage with our basic arcana.
She's all about
Sorry, that's not even fair. There's probably a Discord you can go to find some players for co-op. I don't have many friends either, to be honest. It's really do be your own. Increases earth damage by 15%? Yes, please, man. Yes, please. Gaia's shovel.
You're back.
That's me. I would love to purchase this right here. Manifest destructive rocks that orbit your position. Recast it, destroy a rock, creating a powerful blast.
Haven't talked to Mulan yet? Relics are her thing. Without that,
Now check this out.
your arcana's like a stage with no
This
light.
is how you build your synergies in Wizard of Legend, okay? So now, I got something that sucks the enemies in. And then I hit them with the blasting rocks. And then when they're about to dissipate, we get rid of them. Oh, a little treasure chest? I'm not allowed to go in there. My mistake. My bad.
Ancient relics deep within.
Increase max HP by 50. Your dragon deals more damage. Your lightning damage increases. I mean, I would love to get a berserking
Your first
sandwich.
relic is in the chest over there. Exercise caution.
I'd love to
Your
increase
first
my
relic
max
is in the
HP.
chest over there. Mimi, the relic holding chest, is far more.
But I'm gonna
agreeable
stay
than
15%
trials.
more damage on Earth for
You
now.
can calmly choose your relics.
Just keep your focus.
I'm not trying to mog you. I'm sorry. It's just.
Couldn't resist seeing you in action.
Hang on.
Alethea, you shouldn't interrupt.
It's just the way
All right,
my face
all right,
looks,
I'm
man.
out.
I don't know what to tell you. You didn't go to the chest? Excuse me, mobile viewer. I went to the chest earlier. I've added plus 15% earth damage. Pray I don't alter the terms any further, okay? There's another dude here. Now that we got the synergies popping, it's over for you. Okay, you can still hit me through those rocks. That I disagree with personally, but we'll just have to figure it out.
Tornado decimated them was phenomenal.
Chet, why don't you talk to me like that? You always call me like decroded and like bad at games and stuff. This guy's saying the way you press the Y button was phenomenal. It's his words, not mine. You're done, bud. Now, as everybody knows, goal for a sponsored stream, goal number 1, provide entertainment. Goal number 2, execute on the deliverables. Goal number 3, if other streamers are doing the sponsored stream, we have to beat them. So with that in mind, I would like to know how Dan and Frost Prime are doing right now. It's very important to me. Hang on. I will base my self-esteem off of my performance versus theirs. It doesn't have to beat them, although that would be the goal. I could settle for just being, you know, like in the mix. Stop it. You're last? No shot, bro. No shot. Especially now that I increase the chance of my standard arcana's critical. You stand no chance. At this point, you stand no chance. Amazing relic suggestion. Thank you. Thank you.
Hey, I'm back. Just a quick reminder, I'll be announcing the task board stuff.
Any task board updates then?
And nope, not yet.
Then leave the channel, Alethea.
Is it clear comms? Clear comms, Alethea? Clear comms? You're even behind the Germans who are not sponsored? The heck does their ethnicity have to do with their video game performance, man? This isn't Deadlock. I'm not playing as 7 right now. There's no need to bring that into it. Yeah, I see the memes. I see the posts from time to time. It's not a game that I typically would think like, oh, the nation of Germany would excel at this game. I wouldn't expect them to be like worse than average, but like, I mean, if we're talking about like bus driving simulator, I'm like, I don't want to go up against Team Germany in the competition. That's just like, it's a recipe for losing. Wizard of Legend? I don't know. I feel like I could hang. Get ulted on. They said don't worry about it at all. They're not even like real skeletons. They kind of dropped the ball at Tramham. I know, like we talked about it. For me, the Chibli stream of the year was him watching the German tram competition. I still stand by the fact that like Occam's razor is that it must be harder to do the tram events than it looks like. Because the people who were professional tram drivers of like 10 years were not doing well in the events. But my eyes don't deceive me, man. I could do that. There's just, I get there's 100 buttons on the tram, but like all you gotta do is hit the gas and the brake, man. All you gotta do is hit the gas and the brake. How were they were scoring like 0 points in half of the events. Sign up for the next one. I'm sure the problem is like it's streamer privilege because they like might give me the spot, but I'm sure there's somebody who's like driving a tram and like for the TTC or something like that, that it's been their dream to get invited to Tramham for like 100 years, and then a streamer taking their spot and then like representing the country poorly would radicalize them. So I think I'll root for Team Canada. I just want to see someone do good at the Tramham competition, man. That's it. Doesn't have to be me. Because like one of the events was like they had to stop the tram with the side doors at an arrow so that people who had like mobility concerns could easily get on. And like that's not even like a world's strongest man type challenge where it's like something you'd never see IRL. Like you have to do that 100 times a day when you're driving the trams, right? So tell me why they were unable to get it lined up right, man. It doesn't make sense. 200 gold if we push 10 enemies into the abyss.
By an assassin.
I love it.
She approached a greedy king, gave it to him, then pushed him into a pit.
They weren't allowed to use their mirrors? I'm sorry to say, for me personally, I don't think that would happen to me. I just think I'd win. As crazy as it may sound. Completed a task! Me and Dale and Dawson, once per match. Okay, I have to push some enemies into pits. No mirrors, they were just guessing? Yeah, but like, don't you get like second nature after a while? I mean, like, I don't have to look at the Peloton screen to know where my resistance is at on the knob. Eventually you just figure out, you know? You gotta put this much force on it to take it from 45 to 60. Or maybe I'm just built different. Flame breath. Gust volley? I don't want to buy Arcanas, because I like the synergy of my existing Arcanas. Maybe they're used to a different tram. I'll give you that. I guess if you're driving like the Krakow tram and then you go to like Berlin and the trams are all different, I can understand because you're playing an away game, right? So I'll give them some credit for that. But I felt like even the home team was kind of screwing it up. I would happily take plus 10% critical chance. I would happily do it. It would be my dream to do that. They had a day of practice with the tram. It just keeps getting worse, brother. I guess they can't send their best because they probably need the employee of the month driving the tram, right? Like they need him out there keeping the city running. Oh snap. Elvis Stoico.
Still waters run deep. Can you see through my patterns? Or will you be overwhelmed?
I'm gonna say I'll be overwhelmed. Holy. Nice try. Did you see me actually dodge some attacks? I can't believe it, I own you? Chill! Oh my god.
Advice, stay calm and read the flow of battle.
I couldn't help it, man. She did her ult twice. She popped 2 ults in a row. Point and laugh. What is this, man? They're giving me my ults. Okay, let's be smart. Increase my max HP by 50. And then try again. Oh, and the quest board. The quest board, of course.
Give them a hand and they
Claim reward. 20 gems. Defeat 50 enemies using explosive plants. Kill 50 enemies with your signature.
Quiet time every day, or else she
You can buy another move.
That's why we let her work in peace.
I probably could, but I'm saving. I'm saving up for something better.
I saw you in the mansion. Let's see how you handle the tile shifting rules.
Careful, Nasruddin. This one's
Wait for
sharper
it.
than you think.
Just wait for it.
Under your hand,
I'm waiting for the
Nasruddin,
plant to
the
come back because I have a
trials are
quest to
always
kill
fair, but never easy.
50 enemies with exploding plants. My god, he's popping off. I just kind of, you know, we'll pick it up ambiently, I'm sure. How do I upload a picture to chat? Check it out, y'all. img_0739.jpg. So true. Rob Thomas has a tweet like that too, right? It's like, hey, check this out, and then it's like C:/ like my documents / pictures / Oh man. You know what though? That happens to me on Discord all the time. I'll try to like copy. But let me just put it this way. I would like to let the Discord Corporation know I literally never want to copy Discord link. I 100% always want to copy either the image or the image link. If I see someone post an image, there's no shot that I want to be like, hey, let me create a link that takes them to the exact spot where this image is used. No, man. I want the image so that I can use it myself and people will be like, wow, you're so funny. Okay, yeah, just eat that, I guess. My bad.
Many wizards are knocked down by elite forest witches' projectiles, but they didn't mesmerize you.
I think dashing through enemies will burn them. We do be dashing through enemies and burning them. I bet there's at least one Discord engineer here. I got no problem with the engineering on Discord. I will say, is there any way we could get like an X on the quests on Discord? Because like I'll be honest with you, seeing the ad trying to get me to play like World of Warcraft for 2 weeks straight that I can't close, even though I don't own World of Warcraft, and like even if I did, I think if you do the quest, you get like help me. You get like an emote or something like that. Like, can I? Is there a place where I could submit my user story to you to possibly have the project manager hook me up on that one? I'll take 10% attack speed. You get a battle pet? I'm gonna be honest with you, I don't know what that means. It sounds like librarian parlance. Lately, at least. A chest? What? ... question mark slash? Brother. What are you doing? What are you doing here? I don't understand what this is. You know what though? I will say I respect it. I respect that you go on arcs. This might not be my favorite arc, but you know, you gotta swing for the fences. Sometimes you'll hit, sometimes you'll miss. Hey, try not standing so close to the edge. Yes. You will never be yes. Easiest kills of my life. What if the Joker was green and purple? Sorry. So I finally watched all of Parkour City last night. There's well, when I say all, I mean the 90-second TikTok that started the virality of it. Is there like a longer cut where I could maybe be made aware of like more of the story? It's 2 hours long. That's longer than Men in Black 2. That's crazy. There's also 2 versions of it, 2 movies of it. It's an auteur, man. Increase your max HP by 30. The amount scales up with the number of Earth Arcana you have.
For this run.
That's a perfect synergy, man.
It seems to be payment for services rendered. Health for health, aid for aid.
An eye for an eye leaves everybody blind. You don't hear me complaining about it. You smoked, fool. You absolute idiots. Favorite condiment? Pack one, pick one. Mustard. Not even close. Yellow mustard. I respect Dijon. I respect honey. I respect grainy. I could do some damage with just a bottle of yellow mustard. I'd put it on almost anything, to be honest with you. Now, do I put it on almost anything? No, but if you were like, you could only have one condiment on a desert island, I'd be eating mustard and sand sandwiches any day of the week. Mustard on tuna? I'm not trolling you, although I wouldn't recommend this. Times in my life where I've been carb phobic and more concerned about macros than like making food that tastes good. Excuse me, get out of there. I would, for lunch sometimes at my like old office job, I would eat like a can of tuna and I would just squeeze a little mustard into the can and maybe like a little Frank's Red Hot sauce. And I would just eat it with a fork. There's a lot of reasons I won't recommend it. The flavor is like not amazing, obviously. The other reason I won't recommend it is because I'm pretty sure it's like a 170 calorie lunch. Now it's probably like 35 grams of protein. And I know you guys are very, very interested in protein, but you need a little bit more than that to like finish the workday out. But yeah, I would say it basically, a can of tuna with mustard and hot sauce basically gives you just enough of your hunger meter to make it to the next day.
Prepare yourself.
Okay. We're gonna make... What is that? Oh, no. Remember when I said we're gonna make it today? Get her stunned, get her stunned. It's Sekiro mode. We gotta be aggressive here. Any chance we got an ult on that thing? Bro, she's almost stunned again. I thought maybe I could hit her out of that. That was foolish though. Oh my god. Get out of my face! Stunner! Oh!
River, but don't get swept away by my curse.
If we get Ice Lady again, she's cooked, man. She's actually cooked.
Do you think it's possible?
Don't talk to me. You don't have my permission to talk to me.
Teaching me so many cool things about his
DoorDash every meal son or tuna and mustard daughter. Tuna and mustard daughter, 100%.
Frost Queen. Need something to do? Go see Alethea. She looks bored as rocks.
Fireball,
scanning the
sure.
task board over there.
Aqua bubbles, sure. I'm sticking with what I got though. I'm going in, man. We can do this. By the way, this is a sponsored segment.
Have you brought a tiny spirit's leaf for this run?
I have.
This tiny spirit's leaf is a blessing that will keep you going a little longer.
Very true. It's very true. Thank you to Humble Games for the sponsorship. Exclamation point Legend. Wizard of Legend 2 came out in early access. Ooh, I'm stupid. Today. You can check it out for yourself on Steam. Build your own powerful wizard using synergistic arcana representing the 5 elements as we're doing here. Be forewarned though. This ain't your granddad's roguelite. Pretty tricky, even for a guy like me who's been described by many magazines as the god of roguelites. Make sure you bring your A game. That's all I'm gonna say. But yeah, Tuna and Mustard Daughter, for sure. Tuna and Mustard Daughter, I mean, it's not even up for discussion. I will say I understand tuna, you know, it's probably not the easiest thing in the world to fish for. But I am also like, why is tuna so expensive at the store? Like a can of tuna should be like 50 cents. We're really out here with like $2, 50 cent, $3 cans of tuna. That's too much for how bad it tastes. They gotta process it? Well, like I'm just not gonna buy it then. Don't Google tuna inflation.
Keeping your health high like that is crucial. Who knew you had the constitution of a stone golem?
It's already been known, brother. That's supply and command. Yep. 100%. Worst case, Ontario. Yeah, nice try. Turns out I own you, though. It's a loss leader. That chess dude at the grocery store buying rotisserie chickens. You are a biggest lose leader I ever saw. I became the god of meal prep while you were still making pee-pee in your Pampers.
And yet their arrows couldn't stop you.
Shoot 5 homing projectiles when you get hit. Increase your movement speed by 10%. Doubles any damage boost received from other relics. Okay, we're going synergistic strat. He's dropping the RChess memes. Yes, please. Because I'm gonna be honest, I'm just gonna press the X button until you're dead. And if you do 5 damage to me, I'm sorry to be the one to tell you. That might as well be 0 for a guy like me. Okay, if you do 20 damage twice, that one stings. That's health we're not gonna get back. Melee Arcana deal 12% increased damage. actually, it turns out they do 24% increased damage. You sussy so-and-so. Because I have doubled the efficacy of all damage relics. And now you can see the true genius of my plan at work. See that? Look at this clutchness. This is, oh god, I just ulted a creep. This is the one, my insane pace. I'm embarrassed, I just watched 20 minutes of a YouTube video thinking it was a stream. Was it mine? You must have been like, this dude's like shadow boxing. He's like responding to the stuff that I can't even see. I guess we're like, no, that makes sense, because if you were watching like a VOD upload on YouTube, that would be the norm. That makes sense. The new norm. See that show? I did see it. Self-report. I've self-reported you. Damage relic, please. Plus level 2 fracture. I don't know what that means. Plus 45% damage to bosses, which is actually going to be plus 90% damage to bosses because of our relic. We take those. No, nobody else is up sucking on the galaxy gas. Can I tell you, I actually Wikipedia'd galaxy gas last night? Because I was trying to figure out when it became, like, okay to sell nitrous oxide for human inhalation. And then it turns out that it's technically, like, they market it as, like, a cooking product. Like, I'm familiar with the concept of whippets. That you could, like, get ready whip and then, like, hold it in such a way that you, like, get the nitrous in your brain. But they're literally selling, like 5,000 servings of nitrous oxide and being like, yeah, you could use this to, like, fill up your own whipped cream dispenser at home. And they have flavors? Like, why would they have flavors, man? It doesn't make sense. I mean, it makes sense because I guess they knew that they were selling the drug. They were just kind of, like, getting around the... I don't even know if it's illegal, but getting around the obvious public health risks. It's kind of crazy, man. You're talking about this during the sponsored bit? I think the sponsor would probably be okay with me saying you should not consume galaxy gas. It probably wouldn't be so chill about if I said the other way, but that's not gonna happen, so you got nothing to worry about. What if they're investors? Well, it wasn't in the brief, okay? If it's not in the brief, what am I supposed to do? What about the Galaxy Gas sponsorship? Probably going crazy on Kick right now, right? Bro said on Tick. +2, +2, +2. You ever do a whip it on stream? Nah, man, nah. I mean, given that the half-life of caffeine is like 18 hours or something like that, I'm pretty sure that I'm like on caffeine right now, and it's important for me to admit that and disclose that, because I mean, I just want to be an open book, basically. But I will say it was 1 cup. Huge. And it was at 5:30 in the morning, so it's almost noon at this point. Like, most of the psychoactive effects, and we know how devastating the effects of coffee can be in the wrong hands, most of those psychoactive effects are now rendered more inert. I'm not going to say completely functionless, but hey, thanks for the gifted subscriptions. Thank you. He's doing something. He's doing something. Get out of here. I know he's a large individual. Do you ever think maybe you could just fall into the pit with the eyeballs or whatever? Half-life of caffeine is 5 hours. That's why they're called 5-hour energy. I think you're joking, and if you're joking, it's a good joke. And if you're not joking, it's incredible bait. I'm gonna give you a +2 for the bait. It is 5 hours though. Just Google it. We don't have to fight over this. We've got internet browsers. Google says the average half-life is about 5 hours. Okay, Bing it. I don't trust that. FDA says between 4 and 6 hours. I should be drinking more coffee, man. Get it twisted. You should be coffee maxing at all times. Google AI says it's 64 hours plus there's no countries in Africa that start with a K. Yerp. That's my president right there. Let me just take that one up there if you don't mind. That's fine. I'll walk it. Why'd you think the half-life was 18 hours? I don't know. Just taking a guess. Because when I have a cup of coffee at like 3 p.m., I don't fall asleep until midnight. And it's unlike you, it's been like 17 years since I was in 11th grade chemistry. Full HP. This is the one. That'd be 9 hours? Yeah, well, it's not 9 hours either, is it? Good, good, good. Good damage. Bad damage. Horrendous damage. But he's stunned. Get in there. This is actually the one. Neo Matrix. Neo Matrix. No! Stop! Bad. He's done, bro! Oh my god. Phase 2? Phase 2? There will be no phase 2?
You have earned my respect. Complacency is only a stone's throw away from defeat.
There's nothing complacent about that. Any chance you give me some kind of health or something? I'm one-tapped, bro. Can I have like an orange slice? A lot of gold, it's a lot of gems. Forgotten Arcana variants. They can only be discovered during runs and are lost upon defeat. My Earth Knuckles can become Frenzied Knuckles. Pummel foes with gigantic Earth Fists. With each hit, attack speed increases, but size decreases. Orbital Nova. Manifest destructive rocks that orbit your position. Recasting creates a massive blast that fractures enemies. It's red. Red seems good. They all seem good. Give me the Nova.
Is the perfect upgrade of creating a massive blast is what you're after.
Oh!
Great for many and in battle, but not so great for renovating the mansion. Long story.
You see the video of AJ and Big Justice holding a guy hostage? Nah, but they seem like pretty chill. The guy probably... Can we say that? Can I say he probably deserved it? I'm sure it wasn't like a kidnapping situation. It was probably like kayfabe, right? I did see the Rizzler's rap. Thank you for bringing it to my attention. The 3 evolutions of a Pokemon. We bring the boom. That's what we do. Are you seeing the absurd damage output that is available to me now? Like, look at that wave clearing ability. You're done. You're done. I own you. Did you see the edit that turned them into a Les Seraphim song? Just conceptually, I like that. I like that a lot. Now, I have not seen it, but I love the idea.
I'm betting you can handle.
Yeah, deal.
Can.
It's the deal of the century. Oh, I took damage immediately. Oh, killed him in less than 20 seconds. We're so back. There's more? Ult him. Ult on that thing. Fails. Come on, man. Don't just hold your head in your hands with me. Disappointed ass. I saw Natasha Bedingfield this weekend. Like at concert or at I guess in concert is the way that they phrase it. In concert or like were you just chilling or whatever? At Erewhon? I wasn't gonna bring this up. As a famous person myself, I'm very protective of people's privacy. My daughter has an activity which has a famous person's kid in the class. Not America famous, not world famous, but Canada famous for sure. Famous enough that when I saw the parents at pickup, I was like, they look really familiar. And then like 10 seconds later, I was like, oh shit. How famous? I would say like, if I had to guess, 25% of Canadians would know who it is. And like, I'm gonna say 5% of Americans, 2 to 5% of Americans. Hang on, let me get an impaling drill. So not at all famous? Bro, that's really famous. 20% of the country knowing who you are? Like 50% of people have not been outside in the last 3 months. That's like a pretty famous... It's a pretty high degree of fame. Don't kill me. Get impaled by my impaling drill instead. That's definitely not true. Well, okay, that is... It's true that they're famous. I don't know the exact numbers, man. I'm just kind of freeballing it off the top of the dome, you know? But you do always see people on Twitter that are like, I haven't been to a restaurant or seen a movie in theaters since like Forrest Gump came out. And I'm like, well, do you still exist? Do you still interface with society in like any way or what? Okay, we're gonna run it back. We're over time for the sponsors segment, but I got like a chip on my shoulder here. Last movie I saw was Dune 2.
Before I got played.
Wow, that's embarrassing. The last movie we saw was Exuma, approximately 8 days after we saw Dune 2. You gotta get outside, buddy.
See Nasruddin. He's always eager to put his engineering skills to work.
I'm gonna be honest, I'm happy with where we're standing here.
You best.
I did best Lord Terrace, don't forget about it. Summon a torrent of fiery dragons. Yeah, we'll be purchasing that. How was Exuma?
Dragon Ark's a classic. You gotta try it. Pretty sure Flame Empress Seal crafted that in a single day.
In a box with a box of scraps. First half of the movie is amazing. Second half of the movie, you're gonna get people on me. There's a lot of amazing Korean cinema, but then there is like like half of the movies I find myself like bracing myself for when it goes off the rails. So I feel like so many movies from Korea build like an incredible atmosphere and tone. And then there's like a CGI like goblin or something that shows up 2/3 of the way through the movie, and you're like, oh no, man. This is a goblin movie? Like, they had, like, the first half of Exuma is like so, it's like it's elevated horror. And then the second half of Exuma, I'll admit, it's dealing with themes and, you know, history and you know, nationalism and stuff like that beyond my comprehension because I didn't grow up in Korea. I'm not Korean or Japanese for that matter. But then also when I'm watching, I'm like, what's the goblin doing here, man? I liked it more when it was just a lot of people like slicing up pig carcasses and beating on drums and stuff. But I still think it's worth watching. I'm going Fireball, Earth the Log, and Dragons. I have seen I Saw the Devil. I have. It's not my favorite, but I think it's very similar to Eczema. I think it's pretty good.
Even seen it used in magical sport leagues. Cast it well, and it'll keep you in control.
Get smoked, kid. Have you seen The Substance? I haven't, but I would like to. But I don't think it's going to happen for a bit, but that's fine. I would love to see Megalopolis, too. It looks like my kind of insanity, like one way or the other, but it's just, you know, just a matter of time. Like, literally, like a matter of time.
Skull archers can appear anywhere in the jungle, and yet their arrows couldn't stop you.
That's true. I'm a different kind of beast. You see in Joker, too? Highly unlikely. Worth. Good trade, good trade. La Folie de Deux. La Salle de Joker 2. Joker 2, La Salle de Bain. Puis-je aller à la salle de bain, s'il vous plaît? Eat 10 dragons and call me in the morning. Jonkler 2. People took offense to it in like 2019 or whatever when the movie came out. It might be Kate, back me up here or disagree with me, depending on your feelings about this statement. I think it's one of the only times we've left a movie theater and I was sure that you were going to hate it and you were sure that I was going to like it, but actually I hated it and you liked it. You could go back, I'm sure there's clips of me talking about Joker the movie. I was like, it's just so much bad stuff happens to him that it almost becomes, I'm not being ironic, it just becomes like a farcical comedy. It's like he gets like an ice cream cone and then the ice cream falls off the cone and lands on his shoe and stuff like that, and he's like walking down the street and someone runs up and like ties his shoes together and then he falls over and like breaks his nose on the concrete and stuff like that, and he poops his pants. Yeah, that's the point. No, the point was society is messed up. But when I was watching the movie, I was like, society's like a little bit messed up, but this guy is way more messed up than society, man. Even if he hasn't painted himself green and purple now. Or yet, I should say.
I'm betting.
Hang on, we got this one? Did you see the tweet that was like, it's the Korean guy who was like, he just left the theater after seeing Joker, and he was like, the movie got me so riled up that he sat in the seat on the subway that's reserved for pregnant women. And he took a picture of it. It's like, this movie inspired me so much that I'm like rebelling against society. And it's a picture of like his shoes next to the sign that says, this seat is for pregnant women only.
Can't wait to see this.
Defeat enemies without getting hit. It's on site. It's on site. You can do anything. You can do anything. The caption does say he's going to wet the bed. Yeah. I believe he does say, I'm going to go home and pee my bed. No, Librarian does not get a list of the tweets I'm going to talk about before the stream. I'll be honest, I think we're just drift compatible, as much as I hate to admit it. What does that mean? You never see Pacific Rim? That's a bad movie that goes hard. Speaking of Joker. Pacific Rim, not a great film. Great movie, though. Theme song goes crazy. It must, because I've only seen the movie like 1 or 2 times a decade ago, and I still remember it. Dun, 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 dun. It's like a WWE song. The movie's kind of like a WWE movie. Okay, do you think if you sat us down in a room for an hour, we could come up with every movie we've ever seen in theaters together? I was thinking about that the other day. I think we might have some blind spots, but I think there's a chance we could come up with 90% of them. Casting a dragon arcana may summon a gigantic dragon. I'm sorry to say I need to get 60% of the damage back after I get hit. Try? Well, like, I'll tell you, it's Prometheus, The Avengers, Iron Man 3. We did not see Age of Ultron in theaters. We saw Age of Ultron on DVD, I think, which is crazy. We saw the Jurassic Park remaster, like in 2014 or something like that. Then we saw, like, every Marvel movie in theaters from, like, I'm going to say from, like, Civil War through to Endgame for sure. So that's probably like 15 movies or something in there. We didn't see The Force Awakens in theaters, but we saw The Last Jedi in theaters. We saw Joker in theaters. We saw Life, the Jake Gyllenhaal sci-fi movie in theaters. We saw Inside Out in theaters. We saw The Lion King remake in theaters. We saw The World's End, not the Pirates of the Caribbean one, but the third one in the Cornetto trilogy. We definitely saw Ant-Man in theaters. In fact, we saw Ant-Man in theaters 1.1 time, because when we were going to see Inside Out, we walked into the wrong theater. And it was Hank Pym getting interrogated by like a SHIELD agent or something like that. And we were like, oh, I guess maybe they just are playing like a little Ant-Man preview before Inside Out starts. And then like it changed to a new scene, and we were like, oh no, I'm pretty sure this is just Ant-Man. But we're lucky we saw Ant-Man before we saw Inside Out. Otherwise, we probably would have been like, we might have stayed there for like half an hour wondering when they get turned into cartoons or something. There's others for sure. I'm just trying to think of what's... Oh, we saw Kimi no Nawa in theaters together. We saw Eczema. We saw Dune Part 1. We saw Dune Part 2. We saw The Batman. We saw Mad Max Fury Road. That was a good one. Shang-Chi we did not see in theaters. That was digital on demand. John Wick. Hey, thanks for the reminder. We did see John Wick 3 in theaters together. We got to be getting pretty close. Try charging your basic. Yo, thank you. When your neuroatypical husband starts dropping the cinematic resume of your relationship. Hey, Rex Mechanica, thanks for the gifted subscriptions. Thank you. Parasite, yeah, we saw Parasite in theaters. Thank you. We saw Jojo Rabbit in theaters. Barbie? No, we've seen like 4 movies in theaters since 2020, I think. Dune 2, Eczema. Well, The Batman, Doctor Strange 2, Kate saw Deadpool and Wolverine. That's got to be pretty close. I think I'm cooking, honestly. It doesn't sound like that many. I don't know, brother. It's like 80 movies or something. What was it, like 6 movies? How many was it? We do other stuff too. It's not like we just go to the movies. Advent Children? No, I saw that one on Kazaa, I think in 2004 maybe. Somewhere around there. 2007 maybe? I don't know. You don't have to go see movies or go to restaurants. You gotta do something, though. You gotta be, like, into gardening. If you would rather garden than, like, go to the movies, it's not a false dilemma. You know, there's just people out... Like, for me, I don't really get, like, dancing. People seem to like it. You're like, you'd really rather, like, do your dishes than go dancing? Yeah, man, because, like, I don't like doing the dishes necessarily, but they gotta be done. What do I gotta do after I get home from dancing? I gotta do the dishes anyway. Like, might as well just do them right now. So like, if you're like that for the movies, more power to you. What have I done? But it wouldn't be me. Let's just put it that way. Hey guys, this sketch posting. Get a bunch of dragons and then send them down Main Street. Get ulted on. I didn't even know it was coming, man. Is that a spawner? Maybe I gotta kill the spawner? Stop hitting me, dude. That's definitely a spawner, yeah. What's your problem? We got the Moonies here. You guys watch any YouTube Kids? Don't answer that. No, sir. I ambiently happen to see a little sometimes. I watch Parkour Civilization. Honestly, it's pretty close to the same thing if I'm being real with you. I get that you're watching it, like, ironically. My kid would be watching it sincerely, but, you know, in her defense, she's 4. I'm having a stir fry for dinner. Any thoughts? My thought is good for you. We actually had a stir fry. 305 gold. I gotta go back here, man. We had a stir fry this week. Been a while. A devastating series of air kicks. Slam. When pushing enemies back, they are slammed if they hit a wall. I'm gonna buy Furious Kicks, man. That's on an RT. Now we have more abilities. You have your rotisserie chicken? Nah, I'm living the life right now because my parents are visiting. My mom brings me lunch every day. I've been having all sorts of Mediterranean-inspired wraps. That's my meal prep advice for you. Have someone else cook food. It's the easiest meal prep of all time. If you can't do that, well, maybe you gotta buy rotisserie chickens. I've been there. She even made my overnight oats last night, man. I'm basically... I was gonna say I'm living like I did when I was 16. But it's not true for a number of reasons. One of which is that I'm still, you know, predominantly spending a lot of time taking care of my toddler, which shed 16. It's mostly just playing probably Halo 2 more than anything else. A lot of computer time back then, too. No doubt about it. You know what it's like. Okay, this guy, he just destroyed us last time. Where are you at? He's there. Okay, I'm playing scared just to learn his techniques. Anytime I can feed you some dragons, though, you're in a lot of trouble. Devastating series of air kicks incoming. Devastating series of dragons missing. Good stuff, boys. It missed. Hit him with your attacks, man! How are we doing here? 142. Could be better, could be worse. He's almost done! Get him! Oh, no. Get him. He's not stunned. Are you kidding me, man? And his stun bar is burning? Please just hit him. He's actually stunned. I don't believe it. They said it couldn't be done. They said it couldn't be done.
Impressive. But the storm and its bolts of lightning are never truly over. I'll be back to fight you again.
Promise? Some arcane chromo out of that. Beautiful sound. Dragon Dance. Summon several fiery dragons in all directions. Summon a large torrent of fiery dragons that damage and burn enemies. Shoot a fireball that returns to you.
Now your fireballs will return to you after casting. I've used that enhancement to juggle before, but I wouldn't recommend it.
So true, so true. Hey, NL, my wife keeps killing me over using paper towels to dry dishes. I don't see what the big deal is. Alright. I think it's bait, but if it's bait, it's finely crafted, small batch artisan bait that I am forced to respond to. Because the reason it must be bait is because what do you mean you don't understand what the problem is? The problem is that it's very wasteful. Paper towels, I'm not even trying to like environmentally shame you, but like a towel is like $9 and paper towels are expensive, man. You can use the one towel like basically infinitely. Hi, Tomo. I guess what I'm asking is like if you have towels, why would you use paper towels to dry the dishes? We don't even dry them, we use a drying rack. But like I understand sometimes maybe you gotta do like multiple loads or something like that. I personally would call that a skill difference. You should have done them last night, but you know, it happens. Maybe you had family over or something. The spawner, please. Is it just me or am I becoming the one? Are you seeing the fluidity of the combat? You're almost dead? Yeah, almost. Heals 3% of charge signature damage. I'm pogging, man! You gotta hit those, though. What? It didn't... Oh, it's charge signature damage? Do I even have a charge? Oh, it's your ult. Oh, my ult. Oh, but my ult is ready. That healed me for 3 damage. Uh-oh. Maybe I'm toast, man. Nah, let's get this toast. Anyway, yeah, I wouldn't recommend using... Like, at least paper plates, and we don't do it outside of, like, you know, kid's birthday party. But, like, paper plates, at least, like, you save yourself some time washing the plates. You could just throw the plates in the garbage, essentially. But, like, if you're drying the dishes anyway with the paper towel, like, that's like a new level of... It's, like, inefficiently wasteful. Unless it's, like, your comfort habit or whatever, in which case, forget I said anything. It does also sound worse to use. I mean, the only thing I'll say is I get it, because, like, there comes a point sometimes when you're drying dishes where you're, like, the towel's getting damp, and you're like, am I really gonna get a new towel? Or am I just gonna, like, lock in and use this damp, like, weird-smelling towel to dirty up the rest of the dishes that just got cleaned? So you can at least get, like, a new towel, like a fresh paper towel. I can understand that, but otherwise, I mean, you gotta be using a sheet per dish, man. That's crazy. Choose a new relic? I would love to... Oh, I gave up the one I wanted to upgrade. We don't really freeze enemies, so... Let's go receive 12% less damage. Why not just let them dry in the drying rack? Well, yes. But there are times where you may have more dishes than fit in your drying rack. But you want to do all the dishes at the same time so that you don't have to do the same chore 2 times in one day, because that carries, like, a greater spiritual cost. In which case, you may need to bust out a drying towel. So I understand, you know... Life is what happens when you're making other plans, brother. Look at that combo. Look at that combo. You're cooked, buddy. I insanely own you?
You're a few hits from expiring.
I saw something where British people don't rinse their dishes before they put them on the rack. This is bait again. I don't believe this. So they just wash it with a soapy sponge and then throw it straight on the rack without washing the soap off? I refuse to believe it. I don't believe it. Lots of places do it. But why? Excuse me, what happened to my ult that I had stored up? I was going to use that to heal. I saw someone who said their dogs clean their dishes. I hope for their sake they were trolling you. They're like, the dogs lick the plates clean? It's real, and it's from, like, a dish detergent commercial in the 70s. Really? So you just wash it with soap but don't rinse the soap off? So you're just like so the first time you use a dish, it's like pretty clean. Every subsequent time, you're like eating and drinking soap? Dude, it was the 70s? I'm just saying, that seems like... I feel like it almost just seems like common sense, man. To be like, hey, like, nobody ever taught me how to do the dishes. Now, my mom probably would have loved to have taught me how to do the dishes, but I was like, sorry, Mom, I'm getting a 4.0 in a Canadian public school is actually my full-time job. I don't have time to do chores. But actually, I was just... Yeah, that's true. Kate taught me how to do a lot of chores, including the dishes. But I remember even in university, when we had one person on wash duty, one person on dry duty, I was washing dishes with my roommate, and he was like, why do you run extra water into your cups after they're washed. And I say, I rinse them until there's no soap bubbles so that we're not drinking soap. And I saw his like head explode. He was like, oh, that makes perfect sense. That was one. I mean, if a motherfucker like me can derive that from base principles, I don't think anybody in 1970s England has an excuse, man. Your signature arcana charges every 30 seconds. That's gonna let us heal, man. That's gonna let us heal like crazy. Rinse them before use. That's so like insanely less efficient, man. You got all your dishes in the sink right there. Why would you put them soaped up into the pantry and then pull them out and rinse them once before? Yeah, but then you rinse your plate and then you gotta dry it off again before you put the food on it. It doesn't make any sense, man. We got the loot pinata. Aqua bubble. Hurl a damaging aqua bubble. Sitting on a park bench. That seems pretty good. Whoa! Wait, I don't have that kind of damage to go around, brother! Huge. That's a huge heal for a guy like me. Okay, you sack of junk. You want a piece of me? How about you take the whole thing? Oh, that actually hurt a great deal. Get smoked! Healed for 2.5 HP. Honestly, when you're a guy like me, that's all you need. You an Albert or an Alfred Street kind of guy? That's a tough one. A lot of my friends lived on Albert Street, but then Alfred Street, you got VIP Chinese food at Princess and Albert, where literally when I was in university, you could get chicken balls and white rice. Unfortunately, fried rice was an upcharge, but chicken balls, white rice was like $4.50 delivered, which is crazy. I know you're gonna say that was a long time ago, but it was like, even at that time, we were like, holy cow, that's cheap. I would like some health, please. You got some? I can't afford it. Can't afford it, sorry. Any chance we got a second boss coming up here? Didn't you say there was no chicken in those balls? That was a different food court. That one was in Toronto. This one's in Kingston, Ontario. I mean, if we're talking about Queens University streets, lowest has to be Aberdeen. Worst street of all time. And then when they have homecoming, people just sit on their roofs and throw like glass bottles at all the people down below. I mean, University Avenue is pretty good. I mean, there's a lot of like university stuff there, for sure. I mean, Division Street's got some stuff. Baggett Street, sure. I mean, I like some of that stuff downtown. We're talking downtown streets. I'm definitely more of I'm like a Wellington lad, me personally. There's a bank there. There's a coffee and company or maybe a Starbucks. Oh, snap. It's Mo and Krill. Did you see that enormous heal? Ah! Being a 35-year-old man who screams when he gets hit in a video game is so funny, dude. Hey, stop that. Like, I'm the first generation of that guy existing, I think. Bro, you're stunned. Just be stunned. I know what I must do. He farted on me? Get out of the poison? This is what we gotta do. We'll heal at least 0 HP off of that. Eat those dragons. Taste my blade, brother. That was a great shot. Alright. Dude, perfect timing. That's Wizard of Legend 2! Exclamation point legend. I had a great time. I was using my arcane abilities. We were getting synergistic with it. We almost beat the second boss, which probably makes me the greatest streamer to play this today, if I had to guess personally.
This is a bit intimidating.
By the way,
right?
available
I
now
thought I'd play
on
for a
Steam.
while, but
You can check it out for
you.
yourself, exclamation point legend, and click the link in there or the link in the video description. You can also wishlist it, even if you're not picking it up today. I'm sure they would love that. And it does have co-op as well. 2-player online co-op right now. Sponsorship.